Welcome to Elder Zen. Hit subscribe for simple health tips made just for seniors. Stay tuned. Your next great day starts here. Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, waiting for sleep to come back after yet another trip to the bathroom? If you're over 60, chances are you're not alone. For so many older adults, those midnight walks to the bathroom have become a regular part of the nightly routine, so common, in fact, that we barely give them a second thought. Some of us blame it on age, on a tiny bladder, or maybe on that extra cup of tea after dinner. But what if, just what if, those frequent nighttime bathroom trips are actually a sign that your body is trying to warn you about something much more serious? Something you absolutely shouldn't ignore. Let's paint a picture. You drift off to sleep, only to be gently or sometimes urgently awakened by the need to go. Maybe it happens once a night, maybe 3 times, maybe even more. You sigh, get up, shuffle to the bathroom in the dark, then crawl back into bed and hope for rest to return. But night after night, it keeps happening. Most people brush it off, maybe mention it in passing to their doctor or loved ones, but rarely does anyone stop to ask, why? Why now? What's changed inside my body? That's the question that could save your life. Here's the truth. While nighttime urination, called nocturia, is common with age and can be caused by many harmless things, it can sometimes be your body's subtle SOS, especially when it's accompanied by other, less obvious symptoms. And one of the most overlooked causes is pulmonary embolism. Yes, you heard that right. Those late-night bathroom trips could be the earliest clue that something's not quite right with your lungs and heart. Pulmonary embolism, often shortened to PEG, is a serious, sometimes life-threatening condition where a blockage, usually from a blood clot that has traveled from the legs, gets lodged in the arteries of your lungs. It blocks blood flow, strains your heart, and deprives your body of oxygen. For many, PEG strikes out of the blue. Sudden breathlessness, sharp chest pain, a racing heart. But here's the lesser-known side. Before those dramatic symptoms hit, your body may give you subtle, creeping warnings. And one of the strangest, an uptick in those nighttime bathroom trips. You might be wondering, what in the world does my bathroom schedule have to do with my lungs? It's a connection that most people, doctors included, often miss. Here's how it works. When your heart or lungs are under stress, as they are during a developing pulmonary embolism, your body sometimes tries to flush out extra fluid overnight. This happens because when you're lying down, your blood flows back to your heart more easily, and if your heart is struggling, it tries to get rid of the extra fluid by sending you to the bathroom. It's a clever adaptation, but it's also a red flag. Now, let's be clear. Not every senior who wakes up to pee at night is on the verge of a pulmonary embolism. There are plenty of harmless causes, prostate changes, medications, even simple aging. But when nighttime urination is new for you, or suddenly increases, especially if it comes with swelling in your legs, shortness of breath, unexplained fatigue, or chest discomfort, then it's time to pay close attention. These are not just old age. These are your body's whispers that deserve to be heard. I know it's easy to overlook the small things. We get used to our routines. We dismiss new symptoms as just getting older, and we rarely connect the dots between something as everyday as going to the bathroom and the health of our lungs and heart. But I want to invite you, right now, to become more curious and proactive. Don't let habit or embarrassment keep you from noticing patterns that could protect your life. In this video, we'll dive deeper into the surprising connection between frequent nighttime urination and pulmonary embolism. You'll learn what's happening inside your body, which warning signs to watch for, and most importantly, when to seek help. We'll hear real stories from people just like you who caught the warning early, and we'll share simple, practical steps to keep your lungs, your heart, and your independence strong for years to come. So, Before you brush off that next nighttime trip as just another inconvenience, let's explore together. Could it be your body's way of ringing the silent alarm? Grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's decode the clues your bathroom habits might be sending about your health. Because when it comes to pulmonary embolism, the earlier you listen, the more powerful you become in protecting your tomorrows. Let's begin by stepping back and taking a closer look at the body's remarkable ways of sending us messages, sometimes subtle, sometimes loud, but always meaningful if we know how to listen. You see, the body is an orchestra of interconnected systems. The heart, lungs, kidneys, and even your bladder all play their parts, working behind the scenes to keep you well. That's why it's so important not to overlook small, persistent changes in your routine, especially as we age. In this segment, we'll dig into how your nightly bathroom trips might be offering you a critical window into the health of your lungs, and how being alert to changes could make all the difference. First, let's revisit the idea of nocturia, those frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom. Most of us have been there. You shuffle out of bed in the quiet hours, wishing you could just sleep through the night. But as we get older, changes in hormones, kidney function, and sometimes underlying medical conditions mean that more of us start experiencing this pattern. While it's often harmless, it's also easy to fall into the trap of ignoring new or worsening symptoms. Here's where the story gets interesting. Imagine the scene. John, a 72-year-old retiree, always slept through the night without a problem. But over the past few weeks, he noticed he was waking up 2 or 3 times, each time needing to go to the bathroom. He didn't think much of it at first. After all, isn't that just part of aging? But alongside those nighttime bathroom trips, John noticed his ankles were a little puffier than usual, and he felt more winded walking up the stairs. Luckily, his daughter urged him to see his doctor. What they discovered was early pulmonary embolism, caught before it became a crisis. Why did those bathroom trips matter? Here's the fascinating biology. At night, when you're lying flat, your body shifts fluid from your legs back into your bloodstream. If your heart or lungs are under stress, as they often are during the development of pulmonary embolism, your heart may try to manage the extra workload by triggering the kidneys to release more fluid. The result? You end up making more urine. At night, sometimes your first and only clue that something is off. It's almost like your body is sending you a coded message. Hey, pay attention. And this message becomes even more crucial when paired with other subtle signs. Maybe your rings feel tighter, your shoes leave marks on your feet, or your breathing feels just a little shallower than usual. Or perhaps you've had a recent illness, a surgery, or a period of sitting still like a long car ride or flight. All these factors can quietly increase the risk of pulmonary embolism. So what should you do? Start by noticing the patterns. Keep a small notebook on your bedside table and jot down how often you're waking up to use the bathroom, and whether you're experiencing any other new symptoms. If you notice a change that persists for several nights, especially if it comes with swelling, fatigue, chest discomfort, or breathlessness, consider reaching out to your doctor. Don't dismiss it as just aging or a small inconvenience. Remember, early detection can mean the difference between a minor adjustment and a serious medical emergency. Equally important is talking to your loved ones about these changes. Sometimes we all need a gentle nudge, a partner, friend, or child who says, "You know, that's not how you usually feel." Let's check it out. Encourage open conversations in your family about health changes, no matter how small they may seem. Sharing these details could be life-saving, not just for you, but for someone you care about. Finally, stay curious and proactive about your health. In today's world, we have access to so much information, but sometimes the most important clues are the ones we notice in our own daily routines. By connecting the dots between your nighttime bathroom habits and your overall well-being, you're taking a powerful step toward protecting your lungs, your heart, and your independence for years to come. Let's keep moving forward together. Because every detail matters, and every night is another chance to listen to what your body is really telling you. Now that we've uncovered how your nightly bathroom routine might offer more insight than you ever realized, let's dig deeper into the web of early warning signs that can point to pulmonary embolism. Remember, our bodies are always communicating with us, sometimes in gentle whispers, sometimes in louder shouts. The key is learning to hear them before the storm arrives. Consider this. Most people think of pulmonary embolism as a dramatic, sudden event, sharp chest pain, gasping for breath, or even collapse. But in reality, the road to a pulmonary embolism often begins quietly, with minor clues that are easy to overlook or dismiss. So let's talk about these signs, how they show up, why they matter, and how you can act on them with confidence. Let's start with fatigue. It's normal to feel a little tired now and then, especially after a busy day or a poor night's sleep. But if you notice a persistent, unexplained tiredness, one that doesn't go away with rest, or makes simple activities like making breakfast or taking a walk suddenly feel like climbing a mountain, pay attention. This kind of fatigue isn't just getting older. It could be your body's way of signaling that your lungs aren't getting enough oxygen, even before you feel short of breath. Next, let's focus on swelling in the legs or ankles. Earlier, we mentioned John, who noticed puffier ankles. Swelling that appears or worsens in just one leg, especially if it's accompanied by a feeling of tightness, tenderness, or skin that's warm to the touch, isn't just a nuisance. This can be an early red flag that a clot is forming in the veins of your leg, which could eventually travel to your lungs and cause a pulmonary embolism. Don't brush it off or assume it's just due to salty food or being on your feet all day. Take note of when the swelling started, if it changes throughout the day, and whether it gets better when you put your feet up. Shortness of breath is another symptom to watch for. This can creep in slowly, often at first during physical activity. Maybe you notice you're winded after climbing the stairs, or even just talking on the phone. Sometimes it appears more suddenly, making it hard to take a deep breath even when you're at rest. This can be scary, and it's a clear sign to listen to your body and seek medical attention if it comes out of nowhere. Chest discomfort, though less common in the early stages, should never be ignored, especially if it feels like a dull ache, pressure, or sharp pain that worsens with a deep breath. Remember, not all chest pain is a heart attack, but all chest pain deserves attention. Another subtle signal is an increased heart rate. You may feel your heart racing or pounding, even while you're sitting still or trying to relax. Your body may be trying to pump more blood and oxygen through narrowed or blocked pathways. So how can you put all this information into action? First, trust yourself. You know your body better than anyone else. If you notice new or worsening symptoms, fatigue, swelling, shortness of breath, chest discomfort, or a racing heart, don't hesitate. Write down what you're experiencing and share it openly with your healthcare provider. Second, don't be afraid to reach out for help early. It's always better to ask and be told it's nothing serious than to wait until things become urgent. If you ever feel sudden, severe symptoms, call emergency services right away. But even subtle changes should never be ignored. Finally, talk with your family or a trusted friend about these warning signs. Sometimes, the people who love us can see changes we might miss ourselves. Invite them into the conversation and let them know what to watch for, because together, you're even stronger. In summary, listening to your body's early alarms can be life-saving. By learning to recognize these gentle signals and acting with confidence, you give yourself the best chance to catch pulmonary embolism before it becomes a crisis. Stay with me. Up next, we'll explore what steps to take if you notice these symptoms, and how to build daily routines that protect your health for years to come. Let's pause for a moment and imagine you've started to notice some of the warning signs we've Discuss perhaps you're feeling more tired than usual. Or you've spotted some swelling in your ankle. Or maybe there's just that slight sense that something isn't quite right. What should you do next? How can you move from simply noticing to taking real, proactive steps that help protect your health and your independence? Not just for today, but for all the days to come. First and foremost, don't panic. Instead, turn that worry into power by knowing exactly what steps to take. Start by tracking your symptoms. It might sound simple, but writing down when your symptoms start, how they feel, and what makes them better or worse can be incredibly helpful, not only for your peace of mind, but also for your doctor, who will use this information to guide their decisions. Keep a notebook by your bedside or on your kitchen table, and jot down details whenever you notice changes. It's a habit that takes just a minute or two each day, but it could make a world of difference. Next, let's talk about communication. Many people, especially seniors, hesitate to bother their doctor or loved ones when something feels off. But the truth is, your health is always worth the conversation. Pick up the phone and call your healthcare provider if you have new or unexplained symptoms. Describe exactly what you're experiencing, how long it's been going on, and whether it's getting worse. Don't minimize or sugarcoat. Be your own advocate. And if your symptoms come on suddenly or are severe, such as sharp chest pain, trouble breathing, fainting, or severe swelling in one leg, don't wait. Call emergency services immediately. Remember, quick action saves lives. But what about prevention? In daily life, let's explore that, because every day gives you another opportunity to strengthen your body and lower your risks. Gentle, regular movement is one of the most important things you can do, even if you don't have the energy for a long walk or a full exercise class. Simply standing up and stretching every 30 to 60 minutes helps your circulation. Try rolling your ankles while sitting, flexing your toes, or taking a few deep breaths by the window. These small movements keep blood moving and help your lungs work at their best. Hydration is another key. As we age, we can lose our sense of thirst, but our bodies still need fluids to keep blood flowing smoothly. Set a timer or use a favorite cup as a reminder to sip water regularly throughout the day. Herbal teas, soups, and juicy fruits like oranges and melons also count. Let's not forget the power of your environment and routine. Keep your home well lit and clutter-free to encourage movement and reduce the risk of falls. Arrange your favorite chair near a window so you're inspired to stand, stretch, and look outside every hour or so. Invite a friend or family member for regular check-ins, or join a virtual group where you can share stories and support each other's health journeys. Finally, remind yourself that small changes add up. No one expects you to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. Maybe today, you drink an extra glass of water. Tomorrow, you walk to the mailbox. Next week, you share what you've learned with a neighbor. Each of these steps is an investment in your future health and independence. As we move forward together in this journey, remember, you are never alone. By staying aware, communicating openly, and making daily choices that support your body, you are taking control one day, one step, one healthy habit at a time. In the next segment, we'll dig deeper into what to do in an emergency and how to create an action plan that you and your loved ones can count on. Stay tuned and keep taking those small, powerful steps as we move from the urgency of emergency response into the quieter, but no less important, territory of recovery. Let's pause for a moment and acknowledge something truly powerful. Surviving a pulmonary embolism is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter. And while the path forward can seem daunting, filled with questions and what-ifs, it's also paved with opportunities for healing, growth, and renewed hope. So what does life look like after you've faced such a serious health scare? First, know that every recovery journey is unique. Some people bounce back quickly, eager to return to their favorite activities, Others may need a little more time, more patience, and more support, both from themselves and their loved ones. Both paths are normal. Both deserve respect and encouragement. One of the first steps in this journey is understanding that your body, much like a house after a storm, may need a little extra care and attention. You might feel more tired than usual, or notice shortness of breath with activities that never used to be a problem. It's completely normal to feel a mix of gratitude and anxiety, grateful to be alive, but nervous about the future. Give yourself permission to feel all of it. Healing is as much about the heart and mind as it is about the lungs and blood vessels in these weeks and months. Regular check-ins with your healthcare team become your roadmap. Don't hesitate to ask questions. If you're unsure about new symptoms, changes in your medication, or how much activity is safe, speak up. Remember, you're not bothering anyone. You're advocating for your health. And that's something to be proud of. Physical therapy may become part of your new routine, and while it can be challenging at first, it's one of the best ways to rebuild strength, confidence, and independence. Simple exercises, walking a little farther each day, gentle stretching, or even chair exercises help your lungs recover, boost your circulation, and remind your body that movement is medicine. Celebrate every milestone, no matter how small. That first walk around the block, standing up without support, or cooking your favorite meal. Again, these are victories worth savoring. But recovery isn't just physical. It's emotional and social too. Many survivors find themselves grappling with fear, worrying that every ache or twinge could signal trouble. This is normal, and it's okay to talk about it. Share your feelings with a friend, a counselor, or a support group. Sometimes just knowing you're not alone can lighten the load and make each day a bit brighter. Family and friends can be a tremendous source of comfort, but they may not always know how to help. Don't be afraid to ask for what you need, whether it's a ride to the doctor, someone to join you on your walks, or just a listening ear. Recovery is a team effort, and you don't have to carry the weight by yourself as you move forward. Set realistic goals. Maybe today you'll walk to the mailbox. Next week, you'll try a trip to the store. Celebrate each achievement and forgive yourself on the tough days. Progress isn't always linear, but each step brings you closer to feeling strong and secure in your body once again. Finally, let this chapter remind you of your own resilience. You have faced something daunting and come through to the other side. That strength will serve you not just in recovery, but in every area of life. So as you take each new step, remember, you are more than your diagnosis, and your future still holds so much promise. Stay with me, because in our next segment, we'll explore long-term wellness strategies that empower you to not just recover, but thrive for years to come. As we continue our journey together, let's shift our focus from immediate recovery to what truly keeps us thriving for the long haul. Because surviving a pulmonary embolism is a triumph in itself, but learning how to build a life that's both safe and vibrant afterward, that's where your real power lies. And no matter your age, it's never too late to adopt small daily habits that can protect your lungs, keep your circulation strong, and most importantly, help you reclaim your sense of independence and confidence. Let's start with a powerful truth. Wellness isn't about perfection or drastic overhauls. It's about simple, manageable steps taken one at a time, day by day. And every step you take counts. Whether it's choosing a healthier meal, taking a gentle walk in the morning sun, or even just pausing to check in with your own breath. These small acts add up, building a foundation for years of better health. First, movement remains your greatest ally. Maybe you're not ready to run a marathon, and that's perfectly fine. What matters is that you keep your body in motion, in whatever way feels safe and enjoyable to you. Some days, it might just be stretching your arms overhead when you wake up, marching your feet in place while watching your favorite TV show, or doing a few gentle leg lifts while seated. The key is consistency, not intensity. Each movement helps. Your lungs expand, your heart pumps stronger, and your blood flow more freely, quietly reducing the risk of future problems. Next, never underestimate the power of hydration. Drinking enough water is such a simple act, but it keeps your blood from becoming sluggish and your whole body functioning more efficiently. If you tend to forget, try keeping a water bottle by your side or setting a reminder on your phone. Even herbal teas, fresh fruits, and soups can help you stay hydrated, so there's always a way to make it easy and enjoyable. Nutrition, too, is a pillar of long-term wellness. Try to fill your plate with colorful fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats like olive oil or avocados. Foods rich in antioxidants like berries, citrus fruits, spinach, and even a little dark chocolate can support your vessel health and keep inflammation in check. And if you're not sure where to start, pick one new healthy habit each week. Swap a processed snack for a handful of nuts, or try adding an extra serving of veggies to your lunch. But wellness isn't just about the body, it's about the mind and spirit. 2. Make time for activities that bring you joy and help you unwind. Maybe it's reading, gardening, painting, or even chatting with a friend over the phone. Find moments of laughter, gratitude, and relaxation. Managing stress with deep breathing, gentle music, or simple meditation can work wonders, not just for your mood, but for your physical health as well. And don't forget to maintain regular check-ins with your healthcare providers. Keep a notebook of any new symptoms, questions, or concerns, and bring it with you to appointments. Your medical team is there to support you, so let them know how you're feeling. And don't hesitate to ask for advice on anything that's worrying you. If you ever feel discouraged or wonder whether your efforts are making a difference, remember, every positive choice, no matter how small, is an investment in your future. Each healthy meal, each walk around the block, each moment of self-care is a declaration that your well-being matters and that you're not just surviving, but living with intention. Let's carry this spirit forward. In our next and final segment, we'll talk about how to celebrate your progress, share your journey, and inspire those around you, because when you care for yourself, you'll light the way for others as well. Stay with me as we wrap up with encouragement, hope, and practical tips to keep your journey strong. As we reach the closing moments of our time together, it's important to pause, look back, and truly appreciate how far you've come, not just in healing from a pulmonary embolism, but in learning to champion your own well-being every single day. This journey is not just about prevention and routines. It's about celebrating your resilience, your adaptability, and the quiet power that grows when you choose hope over fear, knowledge over uncertainty. Let's start by acknowledging something vital. Every healthy habit you've practiced, every question you've asked, every step you've taken, these are real victories. Sometimes progress feels so gradual that you barely notice it, but that's the beauty of transformation. It happens in small, steady increments. Think back to where you started. Maybe you were anxious, tired, or unsure what the future would hold. But now, just by being here, by listening and seeking out answers, you've taken ownership of your health in ways that will echo for years to come. And don't underestimate your influence. The choices you make aren't just for you. They ripple out to your loved ones, your friends, and even your community. When you share what you've learned, perhaps teaching your grandchildren about the importance of movement, or encouraging a friend to stay hydrated, you become a beacon. A living example of how wisdom and action go hand in hand. If you ever feel alone on this path, remember that countless others are walking beside you, each on their own journey of healing and growth. Community matters, especially for seniors. Reach out, connect, and find ways to encourage one another. Maybe you join a local walking group, swap healthy recipes, or simply call someone who might need a little boost. These small acts of kindness and connection are, in themselves, a form of medicine lifting your spirits, nurturing your heart, and reinforcing the sense that you truly belong. It's also okay to have setbacks. Healing isn't a straight line, and some days may be harder than others. On those days, be gentle with yourself. Take a deep breath, focus on what you can do, and let go of perfection. Whether it's taking a few extra steps, preparing a nourishing meal, or finding a quiet moment to reflect, every effort is a building block for a brighter, more independent future. And let's talk about the gift of sharing your story. If you've faced challenges, maybe a frightening trip to the hospital, a tough rehabilitation, or even just the daily decision to get out of bed and try again, your experience has value. By telling your story, you offer hope and comfort to others who may feel lost or scared. You never know whose life you might touch, whose courage you might spark, just by speaking up. Above all, remember that your health journey is yours to shape. Celebrate your milestones, no matter how small. Maybe today, your breathing felt easier. Maybe you walked a little farther than yesterday. Maybe you inspired someone else to care for themselves just by being you. So as we close, I encourage you to keep choosing curiosity. Keep nurturing your body and spirit, and keep reaching for the life you want. Don't let age or past challenges define you. Instead, let your strength, your wisdom, and your willingness to embrace new habits light the path ahead. Thank you for being here, for showing up for yourself, and for all those who love and depend on you. Together, we've learned that with knowledge, support, and steady action, every day holds the promise of progress, and every breath is a testament to your resilience. Stay hopeful, stay connected, and as you go forward, know that you are never alone on this journey. Now, as we gently close this chapter, let's take a moment to reflect, not just on what you've learned, but on what you can look forward to. The journey to better health isn't just a checklist, it's an ongoing story. And the beautiful thing is, you are both the author and the hero of this story. Every decision you make, no matter how small, becomes a step toward more energy, more connection, and more joy in your everyday life. Perhaps, as you listen right now, you can picture yourself moving through your day with a bit more confidence. Maybe you feel inspired to lace up your shoes for a gentle walk, to try that new smoothie recipe that nourishes your lungs, or to pick up the phone and reach out to a friend or family member just to share a laugh or check in. These aren't just routines, they're lifelines that build resilience and strengthen not just your body, but your spirit. As you keep moving forward, let curiosity be your guide. Ask questions at your next doctor's appointment. Seek out new information, and don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. The more you know about your own health, the better you can work with your healthcare team. Make informed choices, and shape a future where you're not just surviving, but truly thriving. Remember, every conversation you start, whether it's about your medications, new symptoms, or just sharing a concern, opens the door for better care and stronger partnerships. And while knowledge is power, connection is the spark that keeps you going. Don't underestimate the value of your relationships. Call an old friend and swap stories. Invite your neighbor for a stroll. Smile at someone you pass in the hallway. These moments may seem small, but they're what give life its texture and warmth. They remind us we're not walking this path alone. If today's discussion has encouraged you to rethink a daily habit or gave you that extra bit of motivation to care for your lungs and circulation, celebrate that progress. And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, remember, lasting change is made up of tiny, sustainable steps. Pick just one thing to focus on and let yourself build from there. There's no deadline, no race, just a gentle invitation to do your best one day at a time. Perhaps most important of all, let hope be the thread that ties it all together. You may have faced setbacks, may have days when fatigue or worry tries to get in your way. That's normal. But every sunrise is a chance to begin again, to try something new, to reach a little farther, to love yourself a little more. Your story is still being written, And every positive choice you make adds a new, uplifting page. So as you close this video, I invite you to hold on to the tools you've learned, to keep your support network close, and to never be afraid of asking for help. Share your story, your strength, and your questions with those around you. Your courage, your honesty, and your willingness to grow are gifts that ripple out, making the world safer and kinder, not just for you, but for everyone who follows in your footsteps. Thank you for spending this time with me, for your open heart, and for your commitment to living life to the fullest. If you found value in this journey, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe, because together we can build a community where health, happiness, and hope are available to all at any age. Remember, you matter, your health matters, and the world is brighter because you are here, choosing to move forward, choosing to care, and choosing to embrace all that life still has to offer. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. I'll be right here, cheering you on every step, every breath, every day.